Hey everybody, I'm January.
And I'm Marz.
And welcome to FEMMES LRG presents Femininity and whatever we want to talk about. Today we're going to talk about, what are we talking about today, Marz?
Today, listen, hate to beat a dead horse. I don't. But but we have to because so much has developed since we last spoke about this. Go back into we talk about it in the biracial, and do we talk about it in another episode? I feel like we do.
No, maybe.
We sprinkle it here and there. But this week's episode in full, and you listen, Argue with Your Mother, is gonna be about Ken and Friends and just the death of Drake's image as a rapper. And because there's just too much to unpack. It was just gonna be like a hot topic button subject, but it's just so many layers to it that I really want to just dive into. So that's what we're talking about this week. But there have been we have a couple hot topics, current events this week. First on the docket, Justin Timberlake was recently arrested for a DWI or DUI. I never know the difference between the two.
Right. Driving, I think it was DWI. I remember seeing that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. The story is saying that he refused to do like a breathalyzer. I don't know that they forced a drug test or anything like that. And he did a field sobriety test, but did not perform well, which led to the arrest because he refused to. There was something else he refused to. But the allegations currently. Well, let's just talk about the arrest itself because it was very funny.
It was a mess. That was a mess.
The story goes that he was pulled over by a pretty young officer, someone in their early 20s, Gen Z, and apparently wasn't familiar with the artist whatsoever. So, a dramatization of what happened was he rolls the window down, and the officer obviously says, license and registration, sir. And Justin Timberlake says something to the effect of, don't you know who I am? And the officer says, no, buddy. Can I get your license and registration, please? And Justin's like, oh, this is going to ruin the tour. And the officer says, what tour? Justin says the world tour, because he just started his tour. This is like his redemption arc. He just did his whole reunion tour with NSYNC, and so for a lot of people, he's starting to come back into the good graces of the general public. So after having heard that this is how he acted during his stop, what were your thoughts, Jen?
I wasn't surprised. If anybody knows me, they know I'm a huge NSYNC fan. That was my group growing up. I was huge, and then I never liked Justin Timberlake, even at a young age. Something told me deep down that he cannot be trusted, and I was right, because it was Jay-Z, Shazay was my favorite, and Lance Bass. Those two.
Oh my God, you better work. I know. That's good.
I know.
Jay-Z Shazay was also my favorite, but I am pretty partial to Joey Fatone just because he was bigger, and I was like, come on, big representation, work. And he's from Orlando.
He's in Orlando too. Yeah.
He lives out here. When I worked at Universal, I saw him one time, and he's a real cool dude. He owns a hot dog truck that goes around, called Fat Ones, because his last name is Fatone. And obviously a lot of people love Justin, but okay, so I will confess, from about 2000 to 2011, maybe even 12, Justin Timberlake's discography is unfortunately unmatched. However, I will say, whenever I'm like, oh my God, Justin Timberlake's music, in reality, you're talking about your love of Timberland and Pharrell, because that is who was cruising for him that entire era. So I will give myself some grace and realize that I'm really a Pharrell Timberland fan more than I am a Justin Timberlake fan. But anyway, I was tricked. Yeah, but no, he was also light-skinned during that time, and he was really dominating the radio. So that's really not on me. My brain was very malleable and impressionable, and I'm gonna fault it on that. But as far as NSYNC goes, Yeah, JC Chasez and Lance Bass. I love that those are your favorites. That's so real. But JC Chasez, JC was literally he should have been the star. We all know this. He was
the lead. Like if you listen to some of like the best songs,
sings down.
He was really doing the lead, and it was just like he was so good. And then Lance, I loved him so much. I was so hurt when he came out because I was like, I don't get a chance.
Really?
I was like, dang it.
I thought that was like we see each other moment, because that's what I felt with Lance. I was like, I see you, you see me. Mm-hmm.
He just seems so unproblematic, nice.
He's so
he was cute. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, so cute. Like I just
You're
at
like,
the time
dang
I was so young.
Oh. No, but okay, so back to the arrest.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, okay.
No, but we had to. We had
to get into the background, but all in all, I thought it was actually hilarious because it was just like, imagine like, you know, your whole career is like pending on this tour to like revamp your whole image, and you get stopped by somebody who has no idea who you are. It has to be the most sobering, humbling experience to ever experience. Oh. And then for that to come out, for us to know about it, I think it's 10 times worse. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah, celebrities get pulled over all the time or arrested all the time. And usually, like, it gets swept under the rug. Celebrities get DUIs and DWIs a lot. And for a regular person, that would essentially ruin your entire life for at least a year to 2 years. But, like, for a rich person, like, I guess you just, like, go to the classes that you have to take. You pay the fine and you're good. But I saw this tweet, and it was, like, Miles, you could throw it. It was like, anytime there's this minor inconvenience in my life, I'm gonna say, oh, this is gonna ruin the tour. And I've already adopted it. Like, that is incredible. Like, he's not real. Like, that's how long he's been famous, is like, he is so far removed from reality as to where his biggest problems are his world tour. Like, most people are like, oh my god, like, my kids might get taken away from me. Or like, oh my god, like, my car's gonna get impounded and, like, I'm not gonna be able to get to work.
Or I could have killed somebody.
Or I could have killed someone. Yeah. No, I knew someone that, I won't say their name, hopefully they're not watching, but they got a DUI when they were pretty young. This was a few years back, and now everything is, like, they've done all the things they need to do and, you know, finish their parole and all of that. And they were under the influence, and they crashed into like a pole, and they were asleep when a police officer like found them. Excuse me. And you know, like, they could have killed someone, bro. They could have killed somebody. Like, I'm laughing because it's just so like insane, but like it's a pretty selfish thing. Damn, I really hope they're not watching, but we don't really talk like that anymore, so I doubt it. But yeah, no, that's okay. So on to Justin and these allegations. Now there's rumors floating. I don't know how long these have been going on, but that he's on that stuff.
He looked kind of crazy. You saw that video of him at the concert looking
throw
crazy?
It up. We'll send it to you, man.
That man looked bugged out. I was like, is he okay?
Out, brother.
Dang.
Somebody was like, he blinked once. And it's like a good 30-second video. So in his mugshot, you know, his eyes are bloodshot, like, he's very clearly like intoxicated, so that wasn't a question. But yeah, I mean, ever since Janet, I was like, and Britney, I was like, his day will come. His day will come. Coming. And I feel like it happens, and then everyone forgets, just as cancel culture works, because it's not real. That's real. He'll have a moment of reckoning, and then like everyone forgets again. Like, I feel like that was why he did the NSYNC tour, because Britney's book had come out, and he like was really weird in the chapters that she talked about him, and it's just his image had tanked. Like, his reputation, like his brand, had really been
it's definitely going down.
Stock value went down, so he had to do that tour. I'm sure part of him felt that he was too good to do it because he was the breakout star of the group. But yeah, so this tour is really gonna, I don't know, I mean, again, people are gonna not care anymore, because how many DUIs has Tiffany Haddish gotten, and she still has
on her, bro.
Well, we're gonna get started, because in our next topic, Tiffany Haddish does come up. So yeah, our second topic of the day is the Hollywood Impacts. Let me find the exact name of this award show. Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards. So a lot of people really are, including us, are only aware that this award show even exists because of a specific award that they are presenting to Jonathan Majors. And it was called the Perseverance Award because he'd been through so much. He'd been through so much after he abused a woman and lied about it. And, you know, had to go to court and all that and boo-hoo. So the award show itself, the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards, was created by Jason Lee. Jason Lee is the founder of Hollywood Unlocked. I don't know what that is, essentially.
Yeah.
And the show itself was hosted by none other than Tiffany Haddish. The Perseverance Award specifically was presented to him by none other than Iyanla Vanzant. So just the worst people on earth all in one room together. Unfortunately, Cardi B was also there. Fat Joe was apparently there.
Is that why there was that video of Cardi B and Iyanla? She was talking about Iyanla Fix My Life. Have you seen that video?
Yes. This was all... as the time we're recording this would have happened either last night or the night before.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you, Miles, because like, you look a fool. I'm sorry.
So yeah, we go put the video up of Iyanla presenting the award to Jonathan and, you know, coddling this big grown man.
Right.
So yeah, let's just get into this a little bit. January, thoughts?
So I had briefly heard about him being presented this award, and I forgot about it. And then when you sent me the video of Iyanla hugging him and holding him on stage, it came back, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like, I literally had a moment. I was just like, "What are we doing?" And it's crazy because Iyanla, like, she has been touted as this like spiritual therapist guru vibes, and you're literally upholding an abuser. And like, you know, of course everybody knows about the dynamics between black men and white women in abuse and wrongfully being accused, and that's valid, but also there is video evidence.
There's evidence, there's proof.
There's hospital records of her being abused by this man.
Text
and it's
messages
just like,
that go back. Yeah.
It could, I understand it was a toxic relationship, like from the outside view, but also like he shouldn't have done that. And why are we applauding him for doing it? Like
for doing it and getting through it onto the other side, apparently.
We gotta stop. We will never be free. When I saw that hug, we will never be free.
And mind you, let's get into this hug because Iyanla is touted as this, like you said, this spiritual, you know, groundbreaking therapist, family counselor, guru. And she's up on that stage essentially just groping this man. Like, it wasn't like oh, young black man, I'm so proud of you. It was just he is a conventionally attractive, to some standards, black man, and I'm sure she sees that. And that is what that was. That, I mean, part of it was a performance to a certain degree, and it was also, I'm sure, deep down in her heart, she's like, he's been through so much, you know, as if this hug is healing him. But in reality, she probably just thought he was fine and was really seizing that moment. That's how I felt about it.
I agree with you, and also just made me think of just like the unhealthy relationship between black women coddling black men too. Like, that's
black women of a specific age that continue to coddle abusers or turn back on. Well, you know, like all of the women that came to Diddy's defense, all of the women that continue to come to R. Kelly's defense, grown women of a certain age that continue to coddle. Literally, like, if she could have, he would have been in her arms like this, up to her bosom. If she could have, she would. She would have. She would have, without a doubt. It's embarrassing as a black woman. It is so embarrassing.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. I don't know what else to say about it.
I don't know what else to say.
When I saw him like start to get emotional, hit her arms, I said, "What is on my screen?" I literally said out loud, "What the fuck is this? Like, what is this? This is 2024. What is this?" Yeah, I just don't like that we confuse plights with like actual wrongdoing. We need to actually assess that and interrogate why we keep doing that as a community. It's bad.
I could completely understand if he was like pulled over or stopped and completely innocent, having done nothing wrong. Correct. And you know, was taken into custody for no reason, and that's the moment to rally behind. But that he was messing with this white lady, was caught doing very incredibly controlling, toxic, and abusive things, and then immediately ran to the first black woman pick me that would stand beside him, and has been parading her around to get back into the good graces of black people. Because the first thing that a black man in entertainment is gonna do is go find a white girlfriend, and then when everything go crazy, who you run into first? Black women. And
they just eat it up.
And y'all eat it up every time. Y'all eat it up every time. We'll never be free, y'all.
Yeah, never. That was proof right there. That was actually the proof.
That was a minstrel show. That shit was crazy. That was crazy. Jason Lee, you beige bastard demon. You demon. You beast, you. I hate you. I don't even know what Jason Lee does besides be messy and be in people's business. I can't stand him. And Tiffany Haddish, oh girl.
Yeah, no, she a mess, bro. That whole we should do a whole thing on her because she's just a mess.
The only time I'm a hater, like, you know when they're like, what's for you is for you, you know, like if you're not getting certain opportunities, it's not meant for you. Every time I look at Tiffany Haddish, I'm like, why couldn't that have been me? Why? I'm funny.
You're not sacrificing yourself for like dumb points, like talking points. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. With Tiffany Haddish, I feel like she just knows what to say and she knows how to play her role. And they applaud her for it, and she gonna keep getting booked.
She very much is like they throw a treat in the air and she catches it.
Yeah, and it's just like she doesn't really care like at all about. She doesn't have any integrity, and that's the issue. No, none. Ooh,
yeah, we need to do a Tiffany Haddish episode because I watched a whole TikTok, a very long TikTok about this girl that is Eritrean and that met her at like a party.
I saw that.
Yeah, we need to get. Good. One day we'll talk about Tiffany, but today is not that day. But that's why I love tomorrow.
Exactly, because guess what? Today we got something new. We got a new segment for y'all. So basically, femininity. Is really important to us here at Femmes LRG. It's very much also pushed by exposing femmephobia. We did an episode on it, but just for clarity, femmephobia refers to the devaluation and regulation of femininity and suggests a separate, perhaps overlapping phenomenon specific to gender rather than gender or sex. So it can get kind of confusing, but once you kind of understand, you notice you see it everywhere. So we decided our new segment is going to be called Femmephobia in the Wild. We are going to show examples that we see online of femmephobia in real time. The first one ever that we have, it's a video of a man at a gas station. And I'm gonna play the audio so that we can
refresh my mind.
All do this together.
All right.
My boy.
Bro, like, bro, you on some weird shit, bro.
What happened?
What you give me a pink lighter for, bro? Take that shit back, bro.
Hey, yo, chill, bro. Hey, bro, bro, what the fuck? All of this over a pink lighter.
So, y'all, So sorry to our podcast listeners. I hope you were able to hear it. But if you want to see the video, you can go on YouTube and watch it. Watch the podcast, and we'll put a timestamp so you can go right to it. So essentially, just an overview. This black man comes up to the gas station, checkout counter, and he asks for a lighter. And so the guy behind the counter gives him a lighter, just a random lighter, and it's pink. This man goes crazy. He starts pulling stuff off the shelves. He starts getting upset. And as you heard, he's just like upset that he could ever have a pink lighter. So I sent this to the group chat. And I was like, y'all, what is this? What did the color pink
Miles, get your friends.
To you?
Get your friends. Get your friends, Miles. I'm sorry.
Because, like, it's actually astounding that cishet hetero men are so afraid to be linked to femininity that this man is literally in the store throwing bags of chips, just upset. This man is upset that how dare this man give him a pink lighter. Marz, how do you feel about this? What were your thoughts when you first saw this?
We might need to bring Miles in one day, just because Miles is the only straight man I know. I know you have straight male friends, but me in my personal life, I don't know too many straight cis men. And I would really like to just dive into and dissect the brain.
Yeah.
Miles is not like them. Thank the Lord. He was raised correctly.
Yes.
But we have gotten to levels that are it truly is it's terrifying that it's gotten to this point. Anything that could be perceived as feminine or queer, like I wanted to bring up the whole like thing. I don't know if it's a thing in the South as much as it is in the Northeast, but like the men in the hot dog thing, they're not allowed to be seen eating a hot dog or a banana. The glizzy situation, that is the funniest thing on the planet Earth to me, because the minute it even touches you, hey yo, a chorus of hey yo, anything related to a hot dog, anything phallic shaped, like it gets to the point where if that's on your mind as much, maybe the call's coming from inside the house. But I will come back to the pink lighter, because one, do the lighter not work no more? Two, my God, like it's still, I'm not convinced that that's not a skit. Like I'm not convinced that wasn't set up, because there's no way. But there are men that are that like deranged at this point where they cannot be perceived, by anything adjacent with feminism. Or femininity, or even feminism, because they think that that's stupid too. It is so scary, like, because the reality of it is that femmephobia and misogyny result in death for women, specifically black women, 9 times out of 10.
Black trans women.
At no matter how we spin it, the further this goes along, the more dangerous it becomes. And yeah. I was truly speechless. I'm still not convinced that I'm truly hoping that was a bit and that was set up. It's not funny if it was, but it's so lame. What happened to when like men were able to flip it and it became cool to like wear pink or have pink accessories or whatever? Like Cameron, that was kind of fly. The pink furry coat with the hat. Like that was fly. Like what happened to that? I don't know. I'm not trying to make Cameron the representative of the opposite of toxic masculinity, because I doubt it. But you know what I mean? Like it. I don't know how we got here. I do, but it's still amazing that we're here. Amazing in the worst way.
Yeah, you brought up a good point, because it's just like, what happened to security in your masculinity? Because why do you feel like a pink lighter is going to single-handedly
you're gay
discredit
boom, just like that?
Like, because I'm just like, if you know you like women and you know you're a man, what is the issue? Why
Nothing
is a pink
has
lighter making you feel like disrespected that this man would give you a pink? It's just weird. It's weird.
Go smoke your little 0.5 and leave us out of it. Why you gotta tear up the man's whole shop?
It was crazy. It was crazy. Jesus. And then also to your glizzy point, One thing about femmephobia is that it's a way to police people, men and women, people in general. So like now you cannot have a hot dog. Can y'all really talk about like you guys cannot enjoy a hot dog without looking over your shoulder.
Nah, you got to be in private, in the dark, in a secluded alley somewhere where you can do your business. It's crazy.
In the closet, maybe? I don't know. You know, so I just feel like you're doing all this and you could just enjoy the hot dog and know that you like women and that you're a man and that you're okay.
Imagine not eating an entire food. My friend's husband, one thing about Henderson, shout out Henderson if you see this, he gonna put 2 glizzies in the bun and he's gonna proudly show it off. and he's gonna go back for seconds. Like, I've never met a realer man. I really haven't. Other than Miles, that is another straight man that I know. But other than Miles, I don't know a realer man. Like, imagine, I don't know, every day I'm like, if I were a man, like, you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing.
At all.
Everything is AO. Everything is paused.
Everything. And it's like, it's exhausting. Like,
oh my God.
I don't
remember
even
No Homo? That was so lame.
Bruh.
I'm so glad that that's over. But now it's paused.
Turned into No Diddy.
No
this
Diddy.
Is where we're at. It's like, and it just keeps getting lamer, like worse. Like it doesn't get better, so that's frustrating.
So lame. So lame.
So we're gonna pray for y'all, and we're hoping that bringing femmephobia to the forefront will help y'all to realize what you're doing to yourselves and how you could change it. Cis straight men, you can always change it.
January gonna pray for y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all to go talk to that lady and figure it out. Because I'm not wasting my prayers on y'all no more. I'm going to pray for Miles. Because I know that Miles deserves those prayers. A lot of y'all deserve to go see someone and talk about it and figure it out. Because there's something deeper than us. It's something deeper, so much deeper than a pink lighter. So much deeper. The call's coming from inside the house.
Repressed, just like hurt in there.
Very much.
But that's our segment, Femmephobia in the Wild. Let us know what you think, how you feeling about it. Leave it in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I want to plug that in real quick. Okay, Marz, what's up next? What we talking about?
Y'all, we had to circle back. We did because too much has happened since we last spoke about this. But Ken and Friends, if you're unfamiliar, if you were living under a goddamn rock, Ken and Friends was essentially a moment in that will be living in hip-hop history for a very long time. It has cemented itself in one of the most insane, beautiful, petty, like, incredible feats for a black artist, a black rapper, in a very long time. So, if you're unfamiliar, it was a concert. It was a one-night-only concert that happened on Juneteenth in Cali. I don't remember exactly where. I have to assume Compton.
I think it was Compton.
I don't know. I don't really know where the venue is, but in the venue itself, they had 20,000 people, and then it was also live streamed through Amazon Prime, which I didn't even know that Amazon Prime did live events like that. And where through the stream, it was streamed by millions around the world. So that in itself is a feat alone. The concert was him and a bunch of Cali adjacent artists. There was maybe one or two that weren't specifically from Cali. And it was just, that beginning half at least was just love. It was just black joy. It was Juneteenth. It was blickety black, blackety black, blackety blackety black. Yo, because I'm black and I'm back. And this was Kendrick's first time being on stage in a really long time. Absol and Schoolboy Q, this was the first time in a really long time they performed together, in a really long time. DJ Mustard came out and has not really done a live show to that capacity in a minute. Tyler came out. Steve Lacy came out. It was an insane lineup. I remember hearing people talk about the concert happening. I didn't know that it was going to be live streamed. So when I just was curious, and I looked at the tickets. bots had bought up all the tickets, and it was all resales, and they were going for like upwards of 600, like 600 and up only. And I was like, well, that's insane. I don't know who's gonna go to that. Mind you, here we are. After it's been live streamed, I completely forgot that it was happening, and then I go on Twitter and I see, oh my god, he did Euphoria, da 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 da. I'm like, that's happening today, right now? So I only caught the live of like the last hour, but that was one of the greatest shows I've seen in a very long time. Mine is Dr. Dre, which we will get into, but January?
Yeah, because I wanted to talk about
Did you catch it live?
I didn't catch it live because I was tired. I've been like trying to unpack and all the stuff going on in my apartment. But I rewatched it on YouTube, and I got to feel. I just pretty much watched Kendrick's part. I tried to watch the beginning parts, but I'm like, that's too long. So
it's very long. It's like a good 2.5 hours.
Yeah, so I just watched Kendrick's part, and it was amazing. It really was great because it just took me back to like.
Took you back, man.
It took me back to like high school, man, and
I
forgot how many songs I really loved, and it just made me want to go see him live. Like, man, I need to go see Kendrick. Like,
I was like, I don't know if I'll ever see this man live, so I really need to seize this moment because them ticket sales were crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm not paying for that. But it was really, really great. I super enjoyed it. It was nostalgic. And it was fun. Yeah, that's how I felt about it.
It really felt like he was bringing the community together. Like,
yes,
I was talking about in our group chat. We have a group chat, producer Marz and January and myself. And right after it happened, I'm blowing that group chat up. I'm sending all these memes and videos. Like, so I'm like, bro, y'all, this is crazy. This is pandemonium. This is historical.
Right.
And I was like, just being from New York, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have a very elitist, like, I'm like, New York is the best place in the world. The East Coast is the best coast. And specifically, like, you can't change my mind. That was the first time ever where I was like, damn, I wish I was down. I wish, like, I felt so left out. I was like, wow, like, West Coast really cool, like, West Coast culture. Like, when I tell you, I was like, yo, I'm in the living room, bro, throwing stuff, bro. I'm crip walk, I can't even do it. Like, I felt so left out. Like, I don't even throw these up. And I was like, yo, bro, like, I felt so, I've never been more jealous in my life. Like, all of the, but like, New York does that all the time. Like, during the 50th anniversary of hip-hop, they had a huge concert with everybody and their mother. I didn't go, but my mom and my sister went, so I heard all about it, and I was very jealous. But they did that in New York, and, you know, we be, New York.
Right.
But that night was equivalent to the Verses with Jadakiss, where it was just like, yo, like, there's something about regional like pride, like, there's nothing like it, you know, like, you gotta rep where you're from. And a lot of this ties into why Drake just simply cannot compete when it came specifically to Kendrick. You don't have that regional pride. He reps everywhere. I mean, he does rep for Toronto. You can't say he doesn't.
For the six.
But he's also for everybody. He's for the West Coast. He pretends to be from New York. He pretends to be Jamaican. He pretends to be Dominican. He was riding with the UK people for quite a bit of time. Like, you have no real identity. Like, there's no, like, he will never have that night that Kendrick had in a Toronto space. Who are you gonna bring out? Justin Bieber, Avril Lavigne, who? Justin Trudeau. Both of y'all can wear blackface. I stole that joke from Twitter. That wasn't my joke. But what? Like, he will never have that night. So anyway, let's get back into just that night. So they had all these artists come out. You know, it was incredible. It was beautiful. Now it's time for Not Like Us. Not Like Us is a #1 smash hit. It's breaking every record right now. I mean, I couldn't imagine a bigger, like, end to a beef than just a #1 hit, bro. Like, he's broken every record that Drake has set, and as we speak right now, they're filming the music video as we record this. Yes, in Compton.
Oh, that's what we
just
crazy.
On the street. And this was what he tried to do with Family Matters. Drake tried to essentially do this to him. He was riding around, you know, in his hood. He bought this whole van and Kendrick just shot all over it with Meet the Grahams and then doubled back and back-to-backed him with Not Like Us.
That man's maniacal. That man is maniacal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he is truly an evil, evil little man. Like, he never stood a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's time for Not Like Us. First time around, he does it once, right? First time he does it. Fuck him up. Everybody's singing every word. The stadium is going. It's 20,000 people screaming A minor.
That is
loud.
Crazy.
It's loud in there, man.
I ain't gonna hold it. It gave me goosebumps when he did that.
It's loud in there, man. And that first time around, he let it hang for a minute. He let that first A minor ring for a minute. He does it a second time. That second time around, he lets the crowd rap it. Mind you, this song came out a month ago, just a little over a month ago, and people are rapping his song for him, word for word, bar for bar. That was enough. That is enough of an embarrassment. He does it a third time, and this is when he starts to bring out friends and family of the community of West Coast, people that's not even from West Coast, people that are Drake's friends. You have Russell Westbrook on stage crip walking. You have DeMar DeRozan upstage crip walking to a song calling him a pedophile. There's LeBron and Savannah were also in attendance. They weren't on stage.
Embarrassing.
So he does it a third time. After that third time, he pauses the show for a minute because he's got everybody on stage. Like, it's like some of the artists from before. Steve Lacy came back out. I didn't see Tyler again. Yeah. He had Tommy the Clown and all the Crump kids with the face paint makeup on. And just, I'm telling you, it felt like all of Compton on that stage, Bloods and Crips together, everybody dapping each other up. I've never seen firmer daps. All on stage. He stops the show for a second so that they can memorialize this moment, take a group picture. He recreated To Pimp a Butterfly on stage. It was, you can't, you know what I'm saying? That was a pure organic moment. Now, do I associate my life is not connected to gang culture by any means, but that does mean something when you're able to bring these opposing, you know, there was a joke saying on Twitter that he had different presidents of different chapters that all up on stage together, unified in one, in hate. Hate brings us together. Hate brings us together, y'all. But no, so he memorializes this moment, recreates The Pimp a Butterfly, all these different, you know, people, and it was beautiful. Lets it run again for a fourth time. Lets it run again for a fifth time. And then they close out the show. He says, "Good night, y'all. Thank you." And as they're shutting everything down, packing up the stage, he lets the track run one more time, man. And that was the show. And, I've never lost my mind in my house like that. I watch a lot of live streams and a lot of live shows. Yeah. And yes, am I a absolute fervent, loud hater of Drake since 2018? Absolutely. Am I relishing in this moment? Of course. But despite all of that, I think it is delusional at this point to not see how clear of a win Kendrick has, especially now that as we speak, they're filming, editing, recording the music video for Not Like Us, the #1 record of the summer right now.
That's insane. That's so insane. Yeah, it was like really great. I think because like I like live stream concerts too. You know, I just like let them play or whatever. So I was like cleaning up, you know, letting it play, and I remember thinking, "Dang, he going again? Wait, he's playing this again?" Like every time I was just like, literally, and it didn't change momentum. Everybody, if anything, got more hype. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've never seen that before, and I just was like, this is diabolical.
Yeah.
One of the things I thought was really funny was when DJ Academics was reviewing it, and he started realizing all the people that are Drake's friends that were up on stage.
Beat your ass and hide the Bible with God watching. Sometimes you gotta hop out and certify boogie man. I'm the one that up to walking down whole time. I know he got
Westbrook. You'll never win a ring, nigga. You'll never win a ring.
on him. Say Drake don't hand me down and party at the party plan.
That's not DeRozan, is it?
Got a weird case. Why? Certified lover boy.
He's such a like, bro, get off of him. Get off of him. Come up for air, please. Please. Please, bro. Is he on payroll? Like, get off. Get off, bro. Please. I'm begging you, dog. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. I'm on my knees. I'm on my knees, dude. I can't do it no more, man.
It's just a mess. I don't think you can get embarrassed. Cause like some people are like, oh, is this fake? I don't think this is fake. This is too diabolical. Fake? Just like the whole beef. Some people are like, is this fake? Are they in cahoots? And I'm just like, there's no way. There's no way. This is too methodical. He has
Ja Rule-ified Drake at this point. There's no way that this was if this was fake, that it was manufactured on both sides, because he has lost any ounce of street cred that he barely had. Like I don't believe that for a second. This is genuine, pure, unadulterated. Y'all don't know haters. Y'all don't know real haters, bro. I've been a closet hater for a hot minute, and this has really, man, all I've realized is that I'm not hating hard enough, to be honest with you. Like, everyone could be hating harder. Everyone's so afraid to be perceived as a hater. There's nothing wrong with hating ethically. Some people deserve to be hated on loudly and proudly, bro. That's real. Like, and what makes it all the sweeter is that Drake begged for this, bro. For 2 weeks. He did. Drop. For 2 weeks, he taunted this man. And mind you, whole time, Kendrick was in a corner with a hoodie on, standing in the darkness, smiling, waiting. He was taunting and pushing a serial killer, the equivalent to a psychopath, bro.
That man's sick, crazy.
He's sick. It was he was going to take it as far as he needed to take it. Yeah. Because one, he has no respect for him. And there's a really, really great TikTok video. I'm gonna send it to y'all so that we can link it. It's too long. It's like 5 minutes, so it's too long to play in the video. But there's this TikToker that dissects like just exactly like how much he hates Drake, how much Kendrick hates Drake, and everyone thinks it's just so simple. Oh, he's a hater because Drake has more money than him. Drake da da da. No, he hates everything he stands for because he stands for nothing. He has no, like we said in the biracial video, he has no connection to this culture, West Coast culture as a whole, which he claimed that Kendrick didn't have, and he has no connection to black culture. Everything that he has given was allowed to him, and he was co-signed into. This is not like, he is from this. He is of this, and he's not trying to glorify gang culture or anything like that. He got on that stage and said that it's beautiful that, you know, there's so many people that we lost to this. Like, this is bigger than beef. There's so many people that have died to this like type of back and forth stuff, and the fact that we got everybody here on this stage is a beautiful thing. He is seen with his own 2 eyes friends of his die at the hands of gang culture that he glorifies and wears as a costume and a mask, and it's insulting. It's insulting, bro. Like, he hates him. He hates the entire essence of his being. Like, how dare you, essentially? Like, bro, like, you, like, what's that line in Euphoria? He said, Tommy Hilfiger and something, and FUBU has never been in your collection. Like, you are nothing. You are not for us by us. Like, you are a manufactured industry plant with not so many words. You know, it's a slap in the face to to all of those people that were up on that stage, and it was a slap in the face to black culture for him to exist. That's essentially what Kendrick is saying. You don't deserve, like, you have been taking up space and you've gotten a little too comfortable. And we needed to remind you of that. Now, all of that being said, I don't look to Kendrick as someone who is proudly black and loves hip hop. I'm not looking to Kendrick to figure out what his barometer is. He is not a metric of morals by any means, which he does often say himself, and J. Cole has often said they a lot of people view them as like conscious rappers, and they have time and time again shown that is not the case. Case in point, and that they don't read. Case in point being Dr. Dre coming out. Now, a lot of people would say, well, you can't have a West Coast pop out, you can't have a West Coast performance and not bring him out. You totally can. And it just unfortunately proves that it was never about the women that he spoke about, and it was just their egos. Like, yes, all of those two things can be true at the same time. Drake is an imposter and he is a culture vulture, and also Kendrick don't really give a damn about any of these victims and black women in general, because to have one of the biggest abusers of all on that stage is telling. So what did you think? Because you had wanted to bring up Dre.
Yeah, I thought it was very telling. It kind of was frustrating because I'm like, one, I know he's conscious to a degree. I know Kendrick is conscious to a degree and can think deeply about topics, especially concerning race. But why is there always a roadblock when it comes to misogyny and gender and abuse? Like, it's almost just like they can't think past that next.
No.
It's very strange and how they can't even equate to it. But, like, we were talking about with Caitlin Clark last week about how, like, calling out the racism would also call out what she allows and the people that she allows to like and comment on racist things about Angel Reese. It's like, well, he'd have to account for the misogynist that he upholds and the way that he's misogynistic and has possible abuse claims towards his ex-partner. And, it's just like, it's really frustrating, especially with black men, because I'm like, you're pining so much for the patriarchal system that doesn't really support you, that you're gonna still uphold other men who do messed up stuff. You can hold them accountable. You can say no. You can have a West Coast concert without Dre. There's other West Coast greats that you could have had that haven't done the things that Dr. Dre has done. Yeah. Like, or allegedly has done. I don't know if they if like all the charges were like made official, but at this point it's like, first it was R. Kelly. It was the argument of free speech, whatever.
And we remember, the North remembers.
The North remembers. Then it was Kodak Black on his last Mr. album, Mr. Morale. And like, I don't care how you try to spin it, it's unnecessary. I think that's like, yes, art can be reflective, but there's some points that don't need to be made. It's like if a white person just goes around saying the N-word, we're gonna say, we know that, we don't need you to specify that. So why is it different when it comes to the abuse of black women, especially, that you claim that you're supporting? So there's that. And now you have Dre, who there was 3 women who had come out and said, hey, he did this to me. And it was interesting because this article that I found, I want to find it because she did a really great job. Sorry, I had it up real quick. But she basically was like breaking down why did he bring Dre up on stage, and just like the hypocrisy of it all. Article written by Caitlin McNabb. It was for Teen Vogue, and she did a really good job of just even the hypocrisy of like what was the first diss song that he did that was like Future was on it? Like that, right? On that, one of Dr. Dre's abused victims did the intro, like did the sample. They used a sample of her voice, Michelle, her intro to Eazy-E's Easy Does It was used for like that, while you also are bringing her abuser on stage. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I think cishet straight black men especially need to really like come to terms with the ways that they are like profiting and like enjoying the privilege, and just not assessing like, hey, maybe I don't need to be a jerk, maybe I need to hold this person accountable in private and in public. It's okay to do that. But we get upset at the white patriarchal system all the time, but you're just doing the same thing but in your community. It's even worse to me. Yeah. So that's how I feel about it. I was upset.
No, it really was like the air, like it was like
it just left.
Yeah, but then then they did not like us. It's like being a hip hop fan and being a black woman. You really have to compartmentalize certain things. I'm sorry, my dog is barking.
Oh, it's all good.
I was just making sure nobody was at the door. Being a hip hop fan and being a black woman, you really have to compartmentalize certain things. But that as a whole, like, I want to point out the hypocrisy, because again, like I said, Kendrick is nobody's moral barometer for anything. At the end of the day, he's still a cishet black man, and they're gonna do cishet black male things, which is uphold the patriarchy and not like January was talking about, not call out the abusers in the community for the sake of, oh, well, their legacy and XYZ, it doesn't really matter, because don't bring up this person and say that so-and-so keep the family away, girls, keep your little sisters away from him, and act like you care so much for the protection of black women, and saying that this man deserves to die so all these women can live with a purpose, and then you're going to then bring up another abuser and have him introduce the greatest diss track, like the largest diss track of the entire beef. So it had to be discussed, it had to be talked about, but again, two things can be true at the same time. He was absolutely slaughtered and murdered, and his his career has been down. Very well buried and pissed on. It's kind of crazy. So I guess just to kind of wrap it up, I mean, do you see Drake coming back from this? Because the question isn't, can Drake sell out a stadium? Obviously, we know this. The question isn't, is Drake going to make another hit record and control the summer next year, or this, that, and the third? Like, his music is always going to sell. But I think the thing that Drake fans and OVO fans are having an issue with understanding is just how much he has lost a lot of his base. Which I'm sure he's perfectly fine with. Like, a lot of people are perfectly fine with transitioning their audience to be predominantly incels. And I'm sure he's perfectly okay with that, because, grifting is a thing and that's where the money is. Yeah. But where do you see Drake and his persona in, like, do you see him doing like a shift? Do you see him playing into it, memeing it out, trying to act like it didn't happen? Like, what happens next with Drake? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think he's definitely on the decline. I think the only reason it's not going faster is because we're focused on Diddy right now. Yeah. I really think once Diddy's situation is kind of wrapped up, I think we're going to see a decline of Drake's career, because he's not good at, like, he's usually good at finding the pulse on the culture, but now that the people of the culture are leaving him, I don't know if he's going to be able to find it. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can keep it up. I don't think he will. And I think Kendrick's going to come out with more diss tracks. Something is telling me that he's probably going to come out, especially before the album drops. It would just make more sense. Like, something in, like, July. Like, I think he's probably going to, like, come out with more stuff to even just to ignite it. Or maybe Drake's going to do something dumb and, like, try to speak up or something. But I really think this isn't over.
I have a strong feeling that... Because you're saying you think Kendrick's going to drop more diss tracks?
Yes.
So I have a feeling that it would become uncool of him at this point if he were to do that without Drake saying something first. If Drake tries to start that fire again, he's gonna extinguish it within seconds, because I'm sure
That's
he
fair.
already has stuff in the vault. But
Just
if he were to continue to, like, new tracks, I don't really see that. I don't really see that happening. Like, it would be, to a lot of people, it was already seen as bullying because Drake is just, like, he's cosplay. He's a nerd. Like, this is not, like, he's not.
But I don't agree.
He's a nerd, bro. Like, it would be bullying.
He's a nerd, but, like, is it bullying if you're intentionally going out of your way to do problematic stuff? At first, like, I think I'm thinking of the nerd of old, right? Like, the old Drake. Like, I was listening to Nothing Was the Same. Like, and I was like, man, this was good music. Like, what happened? It was great. Right?
It was great.
It was great.
He owned Summer 16, bro.
That was when he was a nerd, and that's when he still was, like, chill and, like, actually cared about black women. Now, like, he is, like, I don't think it's bullying at this point. I think it's what he's getting because of all the people he's ripped off of, all the people, all the bridges he's burned. It's not bullying at this point. It's karma. So, like, no, I don't think he's being bullied.
I agree. I guess maybe I should reword it. At that point, he could be accused of beating a dead horse. Like, he would get the, like, you ain't got nothing else to talk about. You know, like, there's so many other things that could be discussed, I think, in his raps, and he would probably come off obsessive if he were to drop more stuff, because him doing Not Like Us 5 times had already garnered, like, a lot of people saying, like, he wouldn't even have this number. Mind you, all of these people are Drake fans, so
of course.
It doesn't hold much weight what they say, but it would just give them more. It would fuel them to, like, give them the for him to get the narrative of he's obsessed with Drake and that, you know, this, that, and the third. I mean, this has been beautiful for me, truly. Like, after, I would say I was a pretty true Drake hater, like, right as soon as Summer 16 ended. Like, I had grown, I was 1 year out of high school, mind you, so my frontal lobe was still connecting and developing, and I just finally looked at him and I was like, yo, this man is, what, in his 30s, like, and he's still rapping like he's 23, like, something. And then it just kept going, and then Pusha T brought to light the blackface and the hiding of a child, and I was like, oh, one thing about me, deadbeat dad, can't do it. Like, Lucky Day, once I found out he don't do it for his kids,
oh my god,
I was out of there. You are not cute to me, no boy. Your music do not hit like that bad for me to really ignore that. The illusion is gone. The curtain has been pulled. Like, so I would say 17, 18, I was a pretty avid hater. I think it would be delusional of anyone to say that they haven't liked any of Drake's music. Like, I think that's kind of ridiculous. I have been a proud, loud, my point of view is that he really fell off after Take Care. Problematic take, but that's my take.
I can see that. I agree.
That was his peak.
Agree.
That was his peak artistically. And he's been making the same music since 2016, and everyone is just kind of okay with it, as at least his fans. I just, like, I feel like collectively when For All the Dogs came out, that was when everyone was like, all right, brother, you 36 and you're still making this music. Like, something's got to give. Like, you ain't got nothing else to talk about, but except for, like, I think, like, collectively everyone realized how corny he was for All the Dogs. But for me, the corn on the cob was when he was outed for being a deadbeat father. I was like, wow. And the blackface being a black person was crazy. But that was crazy. I guess that would be minstrelsy at that point. But anyway, I mean, this has been beautiful to watch. Like, I your reckoning, it'll happen when it happens. And one thing about me, I'm going to be watching with binoculars. I am going to be front row chopping on some popcorn. I am going to relish in it. I am, because he sucks, dude. His music has not gotten any better. His entire fanboy base is 16-year-old white boys in the Midwest that know nothing about anything and feel cool aligning with him and his music. Lil Yachty and everybody else that have hyped him up to get, like, literally, what is it? The braids? Like, that's where I'm at. Like, it's so, like, he's not that cool. Like, he's not that guy. He's not that guy. And this is truly, I mean, to have lived long enough to watch Drake become Ja Rule is truly something to behold.
It's actually crazy full circle.
It's crazy
moment that I didn't predict.
He was at the top of the world, bro.
He was at the top.
This was the world. This was him.
This is like the craziest
he was at the top of the world
we've
dude.
ever experienced.
If he had just stayed in his damn lane, like Kendrick was saying, just keep singing, making your little pop music. You don't have to be a rapper, dude. You don't. Yeah. You're not that guy. You're not Stefan. You're Steve, dude. You are Steve Urkel. I know so badly you always wanted to be Stefan, and you got the little abs, and, you know, you got your beard, and you got the braids, and, you know, but that's not you. And I really think he just needs to just be himself and be with Odell. I really think that's what he wants. Like, he needs to just live in his truth.
Yeah.
We will welcome you with open arms, sister.
Oh, nah, he got a lot of explaining to do first.
No, actually, yeah. That's so true. That's so true. There's a lot of nefarious things going on. I just think that there is a part of him deep down that needs to come out.
Deep down.
And I have been begging for it. Like, anyway. Yeah. That's neither here nor there.
The time will come. We're watching his demise, and so many truths for one video. It's crazy.
I cannot wait for the music video to come out, because it's gonna come to a certain point. Like, he's such a narcissist. He is either gonna try and play into it like he did with the BBL Drizzy, and it's just gonna be like kind of awkward, lame. Or and lame, or he's gonna continue to ignore it, and that's gonna be even funnier, because there's no way. We all know, like, his personality at this point. He's not ignoring anything, you know. He's watching everything. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Man, yeah. Well, yeah, man, that was the episode for today, y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in. It was fun talking and getting that all out. We're gonna see y'all next week. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Y'all.